well done. Woo! turns out you have to wait a little bit to have 600 graduates have their moment processing in. All right, graduates. At this time, I would like to invite everyone to please stand for the national anthem sung by Aiden Cumming.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Before we begin, and in honor of the upcoming Memorial Day, I invite you to join me in a moment of silence to honor the military service members who gave their lives in service to our country. Thank you. Good morning. Buenos dias, graduates and honored guests. My name is Dr. Angelica Garcia, and I have the proud privilege of serving as the 6th Superintendent President of Santa Rosa Junior College. Welcome to the 106th graduation ceremony. Buenos días, graduados, familia y invitados. Mi nombre es la doctora Angélica García y tengo el honor de servir como la 6ª presidente de Santa Rosa Junior College y la primera latina. I would like to begin with our land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that we gather at Santa Rosa Junior College on the territorial traditional land of the Pomo people in Santa Rosa and the Coast Miwok people in Petaluma, past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the people who have stewarded it throughout the generations. So please join me in welcoming our special guests on this stage. I'd like to ask you to please hold your applause to the end, but I figure I should let you know who's up here with me. I'd like to introduce our board president, Ezra Shaban, our vice president, Dr. Michael Valdovinos, trustee, Andre Bailey. Please stand as I call your name. I forgot to mention that part. Trustee, Dorothy Battenfeld. Trustee, Aaron Bricker. Trustee, Doctora Mariana Martinez. Student Trustee Anthony Spinozzi. Keynote Commencement Speaker Sion Wold Michael. Student Commencement Speaker Osmat Espejo Enriquez. Academic Senate President Dr. John Stover. Classified Senate President Linda J. Student Government Assembly President Ruben Garcia. Members of the SRJC leadership team, including Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Robert Holcomb. Vice President of Finance and Administrative Services, Kate Jolly. Vice President of Student Services, Dr. Molly Senecal. Vice President of Human Resources, Aaliyah Dunphy. And last but not least, our sign language interpreters, Mary Nelson and Tad Cohen. Please join me in welcoming our guests. Have a seat. As a college community, we know that student success is never a solo journey. It is made possible, better hold these pages down. It is made possible through connection, care, and collaboration. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the many faculty, classified professionals, and administrators who are here this morning. Whether you taught in the classroom, guided through student services, kept our campuses running and looking beautiful, or supported behind the scenes, you helped to make this moment possible. At this time, I'd like to invite the faculty to please stand, for our colleagues, classified professionals, and administrators that are throughout this field to please stand or wave. And students, graduates, please join me in thanking these individuals. Faculty, you may have a seat. Probably the only time I can actually tell you all what to do. So lovely to see you, though. Graduates, as you take in this moment, I invite you to look around. You're surrounded not just by classmates, but by a community, by educators, staff, family, friends, those who have walked beside you, challenged you, and cheered you on. On behalf of the entire SRJC team and community, I offer you our heartfelt congratulations on this life-changing accomplishment. Today is not just the culmination of your academic journey. It is a celebration of the hope, joy, and purpose you've brought to this college, and the legacy you've already begun to shape. Legacy isn't something we wait until the end of our lives to build. It begins in the quiet, often unseen moments. The time you stayed up late finishing that paper, the courage it took to ask for help, the encouragement you gave a classmate when they needed it most. It is made in the choices that you make when no one is watching, in how you lead, in how you serve, and how you show up for others. You have already made a lasting impact on SRJC. Your energy, your ideas, your lived experiences have transformed this college. You've shaped student organizations, brought care into classrooms and campus-wide events, and expanded what belonging looks like and what it sounds like. You didn't just attend classes here, you helped shape what this institution stands for, Nuestra Comunidad. As I was preparing for this day, I spent time reflecting on your journeys, and I thought about how each of you has accomplished something brilliant and remarkable. You have chosen to join the ranks of thousands of graduates across the country to state, I am a college graduate, and you cannot take this away from me. I'm saying, you cannot take this away from me. During a time when the national narrative is making people believe that there is no value in higher education, that it is reserved for the privileged elite, each of you is providing that counter narrative. This is what a college graduate looks like. You come from different generations and backgrounds and lived realities, and yet you share something powerful, a commitment to grow, to contribute, and to build us stronger. Like many of you, I was the first in my family to attend college and graduate from college. And while I had periods of self-doubt and times when I was overwhelmed with responsibility, when you get that call from home that says, hey, we need you to come take care of some things, I was lifted up by people who believed in me, who reminded me that education is an act of collective hope. And I see and I wish that same spirit in each of you, because just as others once helped open the doors for me and many of us who have gone through educational hallways, you are now doing the same for those who will come next. That's what has moved our college forward this past year. We've worked together to reimagine what it means to foster excellence and belonging. We've asked hard questions. We've listened. We've built systems that really are about students. And while this progress is important, it is not the legacy. You are. Your stories embody the spirit of SRJC. Like Brandon Del Fiorentino, a U.S. Marine Corps veteran whose journey at SRJC has been marked by extraordinary resilience. After a serious motorcycle accident, Brandon spent months in physical rehabilitation, yet determined to return to college. He built his academic foundation, and just as he found his footing, his pregnant wife was diagnosed with cancer. Balancing caregiving, fatherhood, and full-time coursework, Brandon earned a 4.0 GPA, and he now transfers to Sonoma State. Proof of what perseverance, ganas, can make possible. Brandon. Or the story of Rose Williams, a standout dual sport athlete in swimming and water polo, who supports herself with multiple jobs while excelling academically and athletically. Raised in Santa Rosa by a single mother who is a firefighter, Rose balances being a caretaker, supporting both her mother and her younger brother. With her commitments as a nationally ranked athlete, next year she will transfer to CSU Long Beach. Her story reminds us of how deeply connected we are to one another and how each of students' journey enriches our community. Lastly, I want to share about Garrett Walker, a seasoned water treatment professional who had always dreamed of earning a college degree. Through patience and persistence, Garrett became the first student at SRJC to earn a degree using our new credit for prior learning program, turning decades of experience into academic achievement. His journey not only fulfilled a personal goal, but also paved the way for others to follow, opening new doors for working professionals across our community. And they aren't the exceptions. They are reflections of the strength, persistence, purpose that defines SRJC. Each and every one of you has a story that's worth being told, that's worth celebrating, and that's why we are here for you today. So as you step forward into what's next, I ask you to bring that same spirit with you. Let your education be more than a credential. Let it be a call to action. The choices you've made here, how you've shown up for each other, how you've led with care, don't just shape this institution, but they shape the world beyond it. And this year, we are reminded once again how essential our voices are in our communities, our workplaces, and at the ballot box. In your neighborhood, in your workplace, and in every moment where justice, compassion, and progress needs champions, voting is not just a right, it is a responsibility. It is how we shape the future that we want to see. So whether you are passionate about healthcare, education, racial justice, reproductive rights, environmental sustainability, or economic equity, your vote is your power, and we need you to use it. We need you to use it. I know that not everyone is granted the opportunity to vote and that barriers such as legal, systemic, and emotional obstacles still exist. But for those who can, it is one of the most direct ways to carry forward the values you've cultivated here. And for those who cannot yet vote, your leadership, advocacy, and service are equally powerful. At its best, education doesn't just inform, it uplifts and it liberates. It creates a space for joy. It sparks possibility and empowers people not only for a career, but for a life of meaning and contribution. And that is what we hope that you take from SRJC. And while we've made important gains this year at this college, in the spirit, it's the spirit of students like you, your voices, your care, your courage that defines who are becoming. And so as we celebrate this graduating class, I want to take a moment to recognize a special group whose ties to SRJC run especially deep. These 7 graduates are continuing a family legacy of contribution and commitment to this college. Sarah Cornett, daughter of Mary Cornett, Associate Faculty in Chemistry and Physics. Amy Lankford, daughter of Hank Lankford, Facilities Operation Manager. William Shetler, nephew of Teresa Gathman, Associate Faculty in Health Sciences. Isabella Vasquez, daughter of Tony Vasquez, recently retired counselor. Samuel Cereceres, nephew of Tony Vasquez. Naomi Walker, sister to Candy Bridgers, coordinator for the EOPS Foster Youth Programs. Madeline Williams, daughter of Megan Williams, admissions and records specialist. They remind us that community is something we build across generations. So as I close my remarks for this morning, I'm going to transition into Spanish for just a moment, and my apologies to our ASL interpreters for this. Es un gran honor estar aquí a celebrar los graduados, a las familias y a la comunidad. Ellos no están aquí sin su apoyo, sin su trabajo y sin su esfuerzo. Felicidades a todos ustedes que están aquí para apoyar a estos graduados. For the graduates, embrace this moment, live your values out loud, and build community wherever you go. Be the person who makes others feel seen and valued, because there is always room for one more. And as I shared at the CE event last night, in my family, we used to say there's always tortillas y frijoles, right? We can always make room for one more. And I hope you can walk that way through life, making room for just one more. Thank you for the privilege of allowing us to walk this journey with you, for the joy, the hope, and the future that you bring into the world. It really is my greatest honor to serve students. It is my life's purpose, and I am honored to work with faculty and classified professionals and administrators whose life purpose is to serve you. So with that, congratulations, class of 2025. We are SRJC proud. Somos SRJC por vida. Felicidades. I would now like to introduce SRJC Board of Trustees President Ezra Shaban to introduce our student speaker.
All right. What an incredible day. Congratulations to all of our graduates. It's your vision, determination, and hard work that led you to today. Remember that fact as you leave here for your next step on the journey and every step that comes after. It's those same abilities that you've already proven to yourself that will help you realize your goals and dreams. Thank you to everyone who helped our graduates along their journey to get here today. Family, friends, and loved ones who are packing the stands, and those who couldn't join us. And to our unparalleled faculty, staff, and administrators who helped make this possible. And I'd especially like to thank our president, Dr. Angelica Garcia, for her incredible leadership of this institution. We couldn't do this without you. I'm humbled to serve as board president of this incredible college, and I'm grateful to my board colleagues for this opportunity. SRJC plays a unique role in our community, truly making transformational change in our graduates' lives. There is nothing better than hearing the stories of the impact that SRJC has had on our graduates and where they go from here. The breadth of experiences and impacts is truly heartening and awe-inspiring. Now you, the class of 2025, get to join that legacy, to write that next chapter for yourselves. It's my great honor to introduce our student speaker, Osmar Espello Enriquez. Osmar is a proud first-generation student graduating with an associate's degree in communications. When he moved from Texas to California, he found a new beginning through education. As a student, he's advocated for equity and opportunity, speaking at the California State Capitol, making sure that the stories of students are heard. Throughout his time at SRJC, Osmar has been deeply involved in EOPS, which helps students facing economic and educational barriers, and the Puente Project, which advances college access and leadership. He has engaged in statewide advocacy efforts to advance access and representation, and his passion for media and storytelling is rooted in the belief that every voice matters, and when people communicate, they can spark meaningful change. Osmar is headed to UC Berkeley, where he'll be studying communications. Congratulations to Osmar and to each and every one of you. Wherever you go from here, you've achieved something to be so proud of and something that will continue to resound for the rest of your lives. Thank you, and Osmar, please come up.
Like, wow, you're gonna make me blush, guys. Well, good morning, trustees, faculty, staff, family, friends, and most importantly, graduates. Now, before I go any further, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I kept overthinking how to start this speech. I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted something profound, something powerful, something that when people hear, they're like, wow, where did he pull that from? So then I took a step back and reminded myself, when in doubt, go back to the voices that remind you who you are. And for me, that voice was Beyonce. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I was listening to her while I was writing the speech, so most of it is influenced by her. There's a song by her titled Bigger, and she sings, if you feel insignificant, you better think again. You better wake up because you're part of something way bigger. And that lyric, it stayed with me. It became the anchor for this speech because I think it captured what this moment is really about. I thought about this campus, the Santa Rosa Junior College, the home of the oak leaf. If you walk through our beautiful campus, you've seen flowers, bees, butterflies, beetles. One thing about them is that they're all pollinators. They're different, but they're essential. Ironically, that's us too. We're the pollinators. We've done the work through struggle, through hardships, with love, and with purpose. So this moment right here, it's for anyone who's felt out of place. It's for the first gens, the visionaries, the students and the caretakers. It's for those who are navigating more than just textbooks. They're navigating immigration status, for those rebuilding after incarceration, for those who grew up in the foster care system, for those discovering and defending their identities as LGBTQ+. It's for the students with disabilities who found ways to adapt and thrive. It's for the veterans who brought their strength back to the classroom, and for those who started college later in life, but then returned after being decades away. It's for the English and multicultural learners who showed that language is not a barrier to brilliance. We didn't just make the SRJC, we transformed it. We didn't just show up, we pushed through. Because here at the Santa Rosa Junior College, your background does not define your brilliance. Your timeline is valid, and your path is powerful. Even when life said not today, we got up and said, watch me. We turned our pain into purpose, every no into motivation to keep pushing through. And now, look at us, here, present, proud, transformed. We're not just graduating, we're lighting the way. Whether you're leaving with a degree, a certificate, transfer plans, or just the simple strength to keep going, because that's me right now, that is worth celebrating because we belong here. Our stories matter. We didn't just wait for a seat at the table, we brought our own chairs, and now we're off to build bigger tables. Like the pollinators who helped this campus bloom, our differences is something that becomes beautiful. We are the oak leaves. We're rooted, we've been weathered, and now we're rising. You may not feel like a mighty oak tree just yet. Maybe you're a single bee or a tired leaf, but my advice to you is to keep holding on. And hear me when I say that you have already grown, and now you're becoming part of something way bigger. This isn't just a graduation, this is what true belonging looks like. A declaration, a celebration, because we belong right here and wherever we go next. Now, to honor my heritage, I will deliver the final part of my speech in Spanish. Primeramente, estoy muy agradecido por estar en esta posición y tener la oportunidad de dar este mensaje. Tengo la bendición de poder hablar dos idiomas, el inglés y el español. Por eso quiero tomar este momento para hablarle a mi comunidad inmigrante indocumentada, una comunidad que hoy más que nunca necesita ser vista, escuchada y celebrada. Con este mensaje también abrazo a toda la comunidad latina, porque nuestras historias están conectadas y nuestras fuerzas son más fuertes cuando estamos juntos. A todos los estudiantes inmigrantes y latinoamericanos les quiero decir gracias. Gracias por no rendirse, por seguir soñando, por caminar con orgullo aunque el camino ha sido difícil. Hoy nosotros demostramos que de verdad sí se puede. Pero esta celebración no es solo para nosotros. Esta celebración es para nuestros padres, madres, abuelas y abuelos. Ustedes que cruzaron fronteras, que dejaron sus países, que pasaron por miedo y ansiedad. Ustedes que trabajaron muchas horas, que hacen sacrificios en silencio, que quizás nunca tuvieron esta oportunidad, pero lo que sí tenían son sueños y esperanzas. Hoy yo quiero que ustedes sepan que este momento también es de ustedes. Eso no es solo una graduación, es un agradecimiento. Gracias por creer en nosotros, incluso cuando nadie más lo hacía. Gracias por su fuerza, por su fe y por su amor. Ustedes lo hicieron por nosotros y ahora nosotros hacemos todo esto por nuestros hermanos y hermanas y futuras generaciones. Somos el sueño de ustedes hecho una realidad. Somos el acto de su esperanza. Con todo mi corazón yo les quiero decir que este logro también es de ustedes, porque al final del día, todo lo que estamos haciendo, lo estamos haciendo por amor. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Well done, hermano. I would now like to introduce the SRJC Concert Choir, conducted by Dr. Jerome Flegg.
What could be the song?
Thank you very much. Woo! All right, let's take a moment to, after that beautiful performance, graduates, I want to give you a chance to just cheer, be loud, give love to your family and friends that are here. Just give them a round of applause. Woo, woo, woo! Yes, yes. It is now my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce Sion Wold-Michael, our 2025 keynote commencement speaker. Sion is a trailblazing arts administrator, historian, and curator, and the founding director of the Center for Restorative History at the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History. She and I had the privilege of serving together on President Biden's Committee on the Arts and Humanities, where her leadership in cultural policy and public history stood out. Her global work in redress, community engagement, and museum innovation exemplifies the values we celebrate today: equity, curiosity, and courageous leadership. She is passionate about the impact the arts and humanities can have on communities and the preservation of our democracy. Her story is similar to many of our graduates in that it is grounded in culture, a firm belief in education, and ancestral wisdom. Please join me in giving a warm Bear Cub welcome to Sion Wold-Michael to SRJC and Sonoma County.
Thank you, Dr. Garcia, and good morning, graduates. Woo-hoo. As mentioned, my name is Sion, and before all else, I am a daughter, a sister, a historian and memory keeper, and a community builder. Perhaps most importantly, I am the proud child of Ethiopian immigrants who instilled in me the power of a strong education. And so what a joy it is to stand here today on this beautiful campus full of promise, in front of minds brimming with potential, and hearts fired up by courage and curiosity. Today, we celebrate not only your academic achievements, but the incredible journey you've taken to become doers, builders, and thinkers. Graduates of Santa Rosa Junior College, this moment is about more than walking across a stage. It's about how you've chosen to walk through life with purpose, with questions, and with a desire to create something better. You've earned your degrees in a place that centers students, a place that puts mission first, a place that believes education isn't just about facts, it's about transformation. At SRJC, you've learned in an environment that asks you not only to memorize, but analyze, not only to show up, but to lead, not just to study, but to think critically and live intentionally. And that power, the power of a strong education rooted in critical thinking, is exactly what the world needs right now. Because critical thinking isn't just a college skill, it's a life force. It teaches us how to listen deeply, how to seek truth even when it's uncomfortable, how to understand perspectives beyond our own, and how to respond, not with fear or division, but with innovation and compassion. Think about what that means in a community like this one. When people ask real questions and really listen, whether it's about climate justice, housing, healthcare, or racial equity, we begin to build not just stronger discourse, which can lead to stronger policies, but also stronger relationships. And when you combine that with the technical expertise, creativity, and values you've cultivated at SRJC, you become builders of what the great civil rights, labor, and anti-war leader, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. called the beloved community, a truly people-centered place where justice and love replaces inequity and division, a place where people of different backgrounds recognize that our individual well-being is inextricably linked with the well-being of others. And that happens through a community built on care. I chose to study history because I was interested in making sense of the present. That path took me from the academy to creating the first National Museum on Black History, and to the White House, where I was appointed under President Biden to direct a presidential advisory commission on arts and humanities policy. Thank you. But what has always been my compass is a love and radical hope in beloved community. I started as a grassroots community organizer, amplifying lesser heard voices, doing international solidarity work, and stewarding the histories of underrepresented groups. Whether in education, the museum world, or the White House, that foundation led me to act, to find ways to speak up when it was hard, to fill gaps that others had normalized, to create new bridges, to transform policies to right wrongs, and better care for the very community that inspired and raised me. In that way, beloved community is not an abstract ideal. As a historian, I can point you to examples from emancipation, women's suffrage, civil rights, the United Farm Workers Movement, anti-war work, or even more recently with undocumented immigrant organizing, where people devoted lifetimes of activism to move closer to that basic principle. And while I'll be the first to encourage you that you should know that part of our shared past, you don't have to search the annals of history or hear from me to see the manifestations of beloved community. You've already seen it in action across the college. Maybe you saw it in a class debate where differences led not to conflict, but to clarity, or in group projects where collaboration turned ideas into action, or in a service learning opportunity that connected classroom theory to real-world impact. You've learned what happens when education is not just about getting a job, but about building a life of meaning. And when you learn in a space that says equity matters, that everyone deserves to belong, to thrive, to be seen and supported, you don't just leave with knowledge, you leave with a mandate. Because beloved community, my friends, is not only a gift, it's a responsibility. And right now, let's name a fact. Higher education, your education, is under attack. From headlines that question its value, to policies that threaten its access, to voices that try to paint learning and critical thought as dangerous. These are not just attacks on classrooms, they are attacks on you, on your dignity, your curiosity, your stories, your worth. They are attempts to undermine what you've built here: connection, dialogue, understanding, and progress. They may tell you that you don't deserve space, that your voice is too loud, too different, too colorful, too bold. They may lie and say you chose an easier path, but here's the truth. Your voice is exactly what the world needs. And Santa Rosa Junior College is no backup. It's a launch pad with a profound history. For over a century, this institution has stood as a beacon of opportunity and excellence in higher education. And today, as ever, people all around the country are taking notice. SRJC is being recognized for its innovative programs, its commitment to equity, its faculty, and its student-centered mission. Whether it's career training that leads directly to high-wage jobs or transfer pathways that prepare students to thrive at top universities, SRJC is producing leaders and change makers. This is a place where excellence is expected and achieved. You are a part of that inheritance. The path you have taken is the smart one, and you should have the confidence in knowing that the skills you've developed here and the community you've cultivated will serve you for a lifetime. So whether you're transferring to a university or stepping into the workforce, don't shrink. Don't quiet yourself. Take up space. And if it's hard for you to do it for yourself, do it for your community. When you walk in a room, walk in with your shoulders head high and your spirit grounded, because you don't walk in alone. You carry with you your professors and peers, your families and friends, your community and your ancestors. And with them comes the weight of wisdom, the daring to dream, and the light of legacy. You, armed with your education, are the answer to the cynicism of our time. You are the antidote to despair. You are the evidence that a better, more connected, more joyful world is possible because you're already building it. You've been part of a mission-driven institution that taught you to lead with values, to serve with compassion, and to think deeply and critically. And because of that, the future you now shape will be rooted in something rare and powerful: hope. So go out there and be fierce in your curiosity. Be generous in your listening. Be bold in your truth-telling. And most of all, be joyful in your journey. Joy, after all, is not a distraction from justice. It's its companion. Let us build a world where community is not something we long for, but something we build, where our differences are not our divisions, but doorways to deeper understanding, and where every single person feels seen, heard, and held. Class of 2025, you are not just graduates. You are torchbearers. You are the legacy. You are the beloved community, alive and in motion. And the world is waiting for you. So let's go and make it more just, more kind, more connected, and more hopeful. And as always, remember to carry Santa Rosa Junior College with you. Congratulations.
Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our Academic Senate President, Dr. John Stover. We're going to welcome him up. As the Academic Senate President, he serves in a role that represents the voice of faculty, the quality of academic training that you all have received, and alongside with classified Senate President Linda Jay, some incredible work has taken place. So welcome, and please join me in welcoming Dr. John Stover.
Good morning, Santa Rosa Junior College honored guests and SRJC candidates for graduation. Not yet, we're almost there. Hang in there. I know this is going a little bit long. You'll get there. I'm so humbled to be here, standing on this stage, representing the voice of faculty on such a meaningful day. I'm feeling a mix of emotions. You might be too. That's okay. I've thought a lot about what I want to say to you today. There's probably nothing I could say at this point that hasn't already been said. So I'm just going to share some thoughts from other people. And I swear Omar and I did not write our speeches together, okay? So just bear with me. I'm doing something new and pushing my boundaries today, and I hope your own educational experiences here at the JC have done the same thing. I hope we've challenged you, motivated you, and helped you grow in unexpected ways. In 1963, President John F. Kennedy gave a commencement address advocating for world peace. Let's make it happen already, right? One line stood out to me. Let us not be blind to our differences, but let us also direct attention to our common interests and to the means by which those differences can be resolved. And if we cannot end our differences, at least we can help make the world safe for diversity. Creating peace by making the world safe for diversity? Absolutely, sign us up. The diversity of this graduating class reflects our hopes for the future. From those of us who are first in their families to graduate from college, like Dr. Garcia and myself, to those carrying on the legacy of parents and grandparents. All of you are all of us. JFK also said, "We all breathe the same air. We all cherish our children's future." Sadly, we know not everyone has access to clean air, nor are all children equally cherished. Profound inequities persist, and you are stepping into a world that needs your courage because progress still depends on people like you. Now, if that seems a little too dark for a graduation speech, don't panic. We're going to jump ahead to 1989 and to Janet Jackson's best album and signature song, Rhythm Nation. Hit it, Tech. A generation full of courage. That's you, and you, and you, all of you. This is you. You have faced school shootings, wildfires, pandemic lockdowns, orange air, and increasingly inaccessible housing and job markets. You have shown the generations before you how to stay resilient in the face of adversity. You adapted to new technologies, Instagram to Gen AI. You invented new language patterns, no caps, slay, yeah. And you've even brought back mullets, but they're all permed. I have questions. I don't know why. Why did you bring them back? They did not need to come back, but you're doing it, and it looks great on you. All right, but I digress. You are the generation full of courage, all of you. You are the answer to Miss Jackson's call. The future is yours. You have the power. You have the opportunity. You have the energy and the good backs to make it happen. As a Gen Xer, I can tell you that we've been calling for the Rhythm Nation for a long time. I encourage you to listen to her full album. Learn her dance moves too. They're sick. Imagine what the world could look like if all of us answered her call. Or read Utopia for Realists by Rucker Bremen, who reminds us how far we've already come. And I quote, "In the past, everything was worse, everything. For roughly 99% of the world's history, 99% of humanity was poor, hungry, dirty, afraid, stupid, sick, and ugly." It's a striking reminder the world is better and we are better. We're better than we used to be, and with your courage, the world and all of us in it can be better still. This is where you come in. Be the change that the world needs today. You create the reality you live in. In turn, you create it for all of us. I'm going to end with two ideas I've already shared with faculty, so pardon me for self-plagiarizing. The first is something my mom taught me: no one can ever take your education away from you. And the second is a reality that I've always lived by: change is the only constant in the universe. Together, these truths highlight what you've already earned today. In a world that's always shifting, your education is something real, lasting, and your own. And with that foundation, I believe you are ready to face the challenges, of which there will be many, and embrace the opportunities that lie ahead, which are more positive and numerous than they seem right now. My hope is that SRJC has given you the tools to navigate a world full of promise, of possibility, and hope, a world that deserves you. You are a generation full of courage, young, bright, engaged. We're honored to have had you in our classrooms, and we're proud to see where you're going to go next. So thank you, all of you, for sharing your gifts with us, and for most of all, for being you. Dr. Garcia, will you join me at the podium, please?
Hold on, stepping on my rope. All right.
Graduates, please stand. Dr. Garcia, I have the honor to present the candidates who, in the judgment of the faculty, have successfully met the graduation requirements for the Associate in Arts or the Associates in Science degree.
Thank you, Dr. Stover. Candidates, by the authority vested in me by the State of California, as directed by the Sonoma County Junior College District Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Associate in Arts or Associate in Science, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Graduates, please be seated. And now we're getting to the good stuff. Reading the names of the graduates this morning are Josh Hamzy, Faculty Communication Studies, and Lorena Ramirez Hernandez, Admissions and Records Specialist from the Petaluma campus. Board President Ezra Shaban and additional trustees will be presenting the diplomas this morning. Graduates, once you have received your diploma, please return to your seat out of respect for the remaining graduates and their loved ones. A moment for some caretaking. You're going to receive your diploma. You're going to take a lovely photo. I will help you make sure things are in order, diploma covers facing the right way, and then we'll invite you back to your seats. All right, so with that, are we ready to get some diplomas today? Let's do it.
How do you adjust it? I mean, mine I think to talk a little bit.
When you're done reading, make sure that they're going in the box in order in which you're reading them. Okay?
And then they just bring them to us.
Yeah, did you bring it to us?
How you doing, Matt?
So you guys aren't bending over all the
Thank you. Good idea. Not too far.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Testing, testing.
I'm ready. You ready to start?
All right. Erlene Navarro, Psychology. Madison Grace Hansen, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Michaela Schober, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Ruby C. Lowe, Culinary Arts, Restaurant Management. Adrian Oscar Chavez, Administration of Justice.
William James Schutler, Communication Studies. Matthew Woody, Mathematics. Isaac Joshua Rodriguez, Engineering. Brisa Jamel Reyes Vargas, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Ametsi Van Wyn Cole, Natural Resources.
Noah Infinger, Biology. Marcus D. Salarian, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Alondra Bravo Vargas, Natural Sciences. Alice Marie Kern, Natural Sciences. Pierce Lightning Hawk Screechfield LeBlue, Wastewater Treatment Operations.
Brandon Del Fertino, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Bradley Carver, Administrativa Assistant. Abigail Ratsori, Public Health Science. Rachel Lauren Butterfield, Natural Sciences. Katrina M. Anderson, Biology.
Kimberly Boudreau, Child Development. Susana Minera Maldonado, Early Childhood Education. Stephanie Silva Rivas, Administrative Assistant. Alejandrina Becerra, Pharmacy Technician. Sherry L. McNulty, Child Development.
Chayanne Nicole Hernandez, Child Development. Emily A. Lopez, Administrativa Assistant. Rubén García, Economics. Osmar Nahum Espejo Enriquez, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Evan M. Gilmore, Wastewater Treatment Operations. Kayla Dees Greer Brookins Traub, Anthropology. Obed Romo, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Bennett Duat, Natural Sciences. Andy Garcia, Business Administration.
Richard Castañeda Moran, Business Administration. Zachary James March, Natural Science. Tina and Mike Faden, Business Administration. Tiago J. Gideon Silva, Art. Alexander Paul Clark, Theater Arts.
Colin Peterson, Physics. Alicia Isabella Rodriguez, Psychology. Rizka Sella Thomas, Psychology. Junsi Lo, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Christian Trechter, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Aldo Solorio Barcenas, Administrativa Assistant. Carlos Beltrán Melchor, Computer Science. Natalie S. Baladejo Reynosa, Natural Sciences. Melanie Castillo, Computer Studies, Web and Multimedia. Andrew Peter Simalai Chan, Psychology.
Ryan Timothy Justice Williams, Political Science. Caitlin Alexis Valenzuela, Art. Emily Marianne, Business Administration. Erandi N. Hernandez Aguilar, Social Justice Studies. Liliana Celia Diaz, Business Administration.
Brian Fructoso Zurita, Film, Television, and Electronic Media. Nip William Marijo, Computer Studies, Game Development. Levi Erickson Klaus, History. Whitney O. Williams, Psychology. Hailey Mason, Natural Sciences.
Jessica Marie Wapp, Administrative Assistant. Aaron Michael Metcalf, Computer Studies, Game Development. Sterling D. Piscatello, Anthropology. Eric A. Conrado, Humanities. Gregory Thompson, Humanities.
Right? Filio Balakitsi, Natural Sciences. Lisbeth Gonzalez, Digital Media, 3D Modeling and Animation. Liliana Lamer, Child Development. Drew Moreno, Child Development. Kathy B. Butcher, Studio Arts. Jesus Lopez Vega, Fire Technology.
Daniel A. Hernandez Mercado, Natural Sciences. Lila Matisse Fish, Humanities. Lindsay Ray Heiner, Studio Arts. Guadalupe Cuevas Mendoza, Psychology. Madeline Soleil Williams, English.
Leah Fabian Dives, Humanities. Elijah Leach, Chemistry. Joseph Thomas Burns, Physics. Jocelyn Ross Wilson, Psychology. Kelsey Lillian Braga, Chemistry.
Miles C. Johnson, Mathematics. Sadie Beatrice Rodriguez, Psychology. Judith Plasencia Gonzalez, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Yazli J. Jaimes, Nursing. Amaya Elizabeth Balderson, Psychology.
Marcus Navarra, Natural Sciences. Sayako Tanaka, Medium Heavy Truck Technology. Joshua W. Edwards, Pre-Allied Health. Carla Nereida Naranjo Molina, Psychology.
Joshua Hamilton Smith, Mathematics. Jacqueline Joan Weber, Art. Jessica Yasmin Guzman Larios, Digital Media, Digital Filmmaking. William Tucker Plummer, Esquire the 13th, Machine Tool Technology. Fernanda Ramirez, Nursing.
Ashton Grace Velasquez, Nursing. Floran Vélez Salinas Arcilla, Nursing. Flores John Salinas Arcilla, Nursing. Ray Kinney, Nursing. Prudencia Hernández Ramírez, Business, Human Resources Administration.
Heidi Castellanos Albor, Business Human Resource Administration. Gloria Angelica Barragan Martinez, Spanish. Angelica Ramirez Garcia, Floral Design. Sarah Eleanor Ruiz, Business Real Estate. Tony Pate, Psychology.
Isabel Cruz, Psychology. Claire B. Carter, Physics. Cassandra Priscilla Lopez, Psychology. Julian Sion Goldberg, Natural Sciences. David Harrison Todd, Business Real Estate.
Jada Elaine Weston Rosen, Sustainable Agriculture. Victoria Doan, Pharmacy Technician. Delana Brady, Psychology. Vincent Herndon, Studio Arts. Genevieve Stewart, Communication Studies.
Mayberry Kat Coy, Business Administration. Verónica A. Garcia, Natural Sciences. Fernanda Álvarez Cisneros, Communication Studies. Janet Harigi Macias, Psychology. Evelyn Paola Martinez Sanchez, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Wade Philip Evans, Psychology. Elizabeth Marie Meisner, Administrative Assistant. Nate Serrano, History and Art History. Grayson Leonovich, Studio Arts. And Morgan Thomas, Psychology.
Elizabeth Rodriguez Magaña, Business, Human Resources Administration. Ross E. Williams, Political Science. Hannah Hoffman, Studio Arts. Sinali Alexandra Pinto Knoll, Natural Sciences. Gord Richard Brayton, Business Administration.
Alexis Maricela Sanchez, Sociology. Serena Somname, Natural Sciences. April Barragan Rebollar, Mathematics. Caitlin P. Romine, Business Real Estate. Coral Amber Alcala, Psychology.
Juliet Parr, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Bárbara Rodríguez Zúñiga, Pre-Allied Health. Megan Elizabeth Kruitfeld, Natural Sciences. Bella Farrell, Natural Sciences. Sophia Carbon Arrow, Theater Arts.
Ella Weiss, Psychology. Austin Aquino Harrison, Theater Arts. Taylor Ann Goss, Theater Arts. Micah Lou Adams, Sociology. Christina T. Huang, Business Administration.
Adam Wynn, Social Justice Studies. Jessica Kim Tran, Engineering. Harper T. Gray, Engineering. Jasmine Elsie Blomberg, English. Kathleen E. Van Rensselaer, or Humanities.
Shayla Ismail, Natural Sciences. Lisa Ann Allender, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Brandon Barry Dobbs, Computer Science. Elizabeth Marie McCarley, Business Administration. Ricky Lawrence Long, Business Administration.
Kayla Jimenez Carreño, Pharmacy Technician. Jacqueline Mary Oruki, Art History. Kimberly Ann Stewart, Medical Assistant, Administrativa and Clinical. Olivia Tripp O.D., Studio Arts. Juana B. Cruz, Viticulture.
Isidro Gonzalez Torres, Digital Media, 3D Modeling, and Animation. Kaylee Isabel Montes Rodriguez, Natural Sciences. Angela Limus Paredes, Pre-Allied Health. Lucero G. Ojeda Cortez, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Kylie B. Nixon, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Amy E. Langford, Administration of Justice. Sofia G. Fermi, Natural Sciences. Yara Annalise Andrews, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Kathleen Miller, Communication Studies. Rocio Flores Ojeda, Psychology.
Aaliyah Guadalupe Sanchez, Natural Sciences. Sierra Lemka, Psychology. Naomi J. Walker, Fitness, Nutrition, and Health. Charlotte Genevieve Haslam, Humanities. Alex Joseph Reese, Child Development.
Melissa N. Becker, Psychology. Zarete de Jesús Au Cervera, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Raven Repon, Psychology. Cristian Fernando Sánchez Calderón, Digital Media, 3D Modeling and Animation. Bailey M. Bryce, Pre-Allied Health.
Sophia Noel Bianchi, Wine Studies, Wine Hospitality, and Direct Marketing. Brianna I. Canella, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Yemesarach Adonai, Communication Studies. Asia Monique Smith, English. John Edward Abadines, English.
Gabriela Gaona, Administration of Justice. Flora Inés González Bustos, Administration Office Professional. Christopher Alan Rodriguez, Humanities. Emily M. Cano, Kinesiology. Mateo Barragan, Business Administration.
Jonah Tile Ziegler, Business Administration. Ricky Mateos Buenrostro, Psychology.
This one, his name, also walking in.
Cassidy Kramer, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Okay, got
Robert P. Giroux, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Frank Alexander Alanis, Communication Studies.
Luis Ángel Cruz, Psychology. José Álvarez, Natural Sciences. Jairo Barcenas Tapia, Psychology. Fetson Mesfin Tequila, also walking in remembrance of Timmy Telda, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Quincy Isai Curry, Fire Technology.
Jordan W. Barrett, Business Administration. Jesus Perez Pulido Jr., Business Administration. Abraham A. Perez, Business Administration. Alessandro P. Gutierrez, Business Administration. Madison Jane Dirtchi, Natural Sciences.
Seth Evans Sarkar, Mathematics. Justin Garcia Diaz, Business Administration. Daniela Estefania Guerra Martin, Natural Sciences.
Kiana M. Sosa, Sociology. Carolyn Marie Marshall, Art History. Zachary Lamar, Natural Sciences. Cecilia K. Ellis, Civil Engineering Technology. Jasbir Dadlani Garcias, Natural Sciences.
Mateo Moyano Mareja, Business Administration. Carlos Quevedo Casagrandi, Natural Sciences. Domingo Calleja Lorenzini, Economics. Cameron James West, Psychology. Maximilian David Gorman, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
William B. DeHaro Martinez, Psychology. Grace Lynn Glockner, Pre-Allied Health. Sean Vincent Smith, Pre-Allied Health. Emmanuel V. Cano Calderon, Engineering. Rachel Sierra Palomar, Business Real Estate.
Azucena Beltrán Barraza, Early Childhood and Education. Sarah Davidson, Cybersecurity Network and System Security Administration. Valentina Orduy Garcia, Psychology. Mia Victoria Sara Valdez, Natural Sciences. Angelina J. Ward, Natural Resources.
Ian James Allen Smith, Wine Studies, Enology. Perla Sanchez Galvan, Psychology. Kaya Santiago, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Christian G. Fimat Gomez, Construction Management Fundamentals. Vanessa Jellison, Social Work and Human Services Advocacy.
Ella Arrow, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Jennifer Lynn Lopez Lozada, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Loti Dolores Sharon Canipen, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Alexander Starling, Engineering. Daniel Jacob Gibson, Business Administration.
Diana Karen Avendaño, Business Administration. Alyssa Pryor, Business Administration. Karime Soriano Carreno, Sociology. Ashley Blue Bocci, Pre-Allied Health. Jordan Franco Beasley, Film, Television, and Electronic Media.
Andrew E. Vallejos, Business Administration. Kylie Garcia, Economics. Asier Araya, Business Administration. Brianna Nicole Holmes, Dance. Jordan Tasser, Humanities and Dance.
Vanessa Leslie Breen, Dance. Keandra Talisa Godzi, Anthropology. Adeline Dominguez Ramirez, Natural Sciences. Andrea M. Lopez, Business Administration. Gabriel Morales, Kinesiology.
Karina Humaran Vasquez, Pre-Allied Health. Nicolas Lee Mellison, Mechatronic Industrial Maintenance Technician. Catherine M. Roman, Psychology. Nicolás Anthony Guevara, Computer Science. Amanda L. Guevara, Business Administration.
Rachel Reynolds, Business Administration. Diana Regina Valencia Dimas, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Addison L. Hackett, Business Administration. Lorraine Erica Kakuyu, Natural Sciences. Daniel E. Rico, Kinesiology, Sports Medicine Preparation.
Sierra Mackenzie Pernich, Pre-Allied Health. Michaela Karin Gans, Pre-Allied Health. Demetrios Aris Broadson, Communication Studies. Kaden Homan, Business Administration. Rim Shavi, Business Administration.
Samuel Ray Strong, Mathematics. Cam Thunderfoot Mason, Theater Arts. Gavin W. Sellers, Theater Arts. Carol Mejia, Humanities. Beatriz Del Rosario Lopez Jimenez, Film, Television, and Electronic Media.
Jessica Lopez Rodriguez, Natural Sciences. Clara Nelly Alejandres Rodriguez, Social Justice Studies. Daniel Rodriguez Oregon, Fire Technology. Eric George Einzeltler, Business Administration. Brooke Nicole Asher, Natural Sciences.
Sumail Berhe, Kinesiology. Gabriel Paul Coaster, Sociology. Holly Ann McEachern, Business Administration. Jaime Emmanuel Jauregui Landeros, Journalism. Michael Philip Collette, Early Childhood Education.
Nicolás Martín Guerrelov, Business Administration. Brock Castellanos, Sociology. Lila Ray Slove, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Brittany Vasquez Hernandez, Political Sciences. Morgan Anna Buckley, Political Sciences.
Althea Moon Peace, Psychology. Lauren Garcia, Art History. Santiago Lopez Plaza, Environmental Horticulture Landscape Design. Jonathan William Strachan, Business Administration. Frida Preciado Carrasco, Political Science.
Jasmine Lee Sainol, English. Ashley Noel Balfour, English. Ariana Elizabeth Joy Warner, Business Administration. Audrey Arela Garcia Barajas, Pre-Allied Health. Guadalupe Lemus, Latin American Studies.
Sarah E. Potter, Psychology. Sophia Bahena, Psychology. Isabel Vega, Natural Sciences. Claudia Nunes, Environmental Studies. Minerva Rufio Nunes Rocio, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Zoe Tennis, Psychology. Gina Michelle Isola, Psychology. Kevin Peña Perez, Business Administration. Anabel Karina Robles, Art and Humanities. Karina Stephanie Valencia, Administration of Justice.
Jasmine Gomez Manzanares, Administration of Justice. Jacqueline Vargas, Humanities. Brielle A. Ockenden, Biology. Sofia Isara Baldenegro, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Rafaela H. de Aruda Japur, Computer Science.
Gabriel Hiro Jean Connect, Mathematics. Morgan Gass, Administration of Justice. Josué Giovanni Hernández Ortiz, Administration Assistant. Tiger Jordan Dai, Psychology. Melissa M. Nigam, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Jennifer Ann Evans Owens, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Brianna Perez, Sociology.
Woo!
Kelly Ruth Garcia Ortiz, English. Maylin Serena Reyes Hennessy, Theater Arts. Teresa E. Tyson, Early Childhood Education.
Emily Frances Silver, Early Childhood and Education. Kailani West McKee, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Asia Nicole Mathis, Humanities. Dale Dante Salanga, Psychology. April Green, Interior Design.
Gabriela C. Shinoni, Psychology. Natea Helona Brown, Sociology. Melissa Cisneros Herrera, Business Administration. Sierra Rose Letvinchuk, Environmental Studies. Beverly Ann Sullivan, Dietetic Technician.
Reina Michelle Racines, Dietetic Technician. Jennifer Solis, Dietetic Technician. Casey Thornton, Humanities. Salvatore Vicente Barron, Communication Studies. Jenna Kaitlin Williams, Natural Sciences.
Luke Baird, Engineering. Jeffrey W. Skelton, Natural Sciences. Sandra J. Taylor, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Andrea Gonzalez Peralta, Humanities. Stephen Joseph Cesario, Social Work and Human Services Addiction Studies.
Ayla Michelle Dungan, Psychology. Yamima Evelyn Murville, Business Administration. Kim Carol Stephens, Political Science. Frederick Anguiano, Computer Science. Brianna Ashley Banker O, Child Development.
Cherish S. Moore, Psychology. Marissa Luno Ojo de Agua, Business Administration. Jennifer Pena, Psychology. Emma Ruderman, Sociology. Andy Suarez, Art History.
Isabella L. Tickner, Business Administration. Win Eli Pringle, Communication Studies. Kai Rai Hibat Ibai, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Oh, sorry. Christina Mary Rowe, Natural Science. Xiomara O. Vargas Paraga, Mathematics.
Salvador Jimenez Jaimes, Business Administration. Lacey I. Ramirez Padilla, Pre-Allied Health. Alexandra Isabel Rincon, Pre-Allied Health. Lizette Berenice Gutierrez Torres, Natural Sciences. Juliana Goodwin, Graphic Design.
Jennifer Milan, Psychology. John Antonini, Communication Studies. Viviana Villalobos, Psychology. Felipe Ángel Martínez, Welding Technology. Jessica Marie Furtado, Psychology.
Joseph G. Mason, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Guadalupe Ruiz, Child Development. Clara Antoinette Martin, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Vanessa Lynn Miramontes, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Aregna Ochoa Barajas, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Aitia Ailey Hakeman, Public Health Sciences. Samuel Harris Levitt, Art. Oliver Scott Greer, Humanities. Michael Naomi Mendoza, Fashion Design. Erica Jo Lafave, Fashion Design.
Willow McMinn Dinger, Fashion Design. Grace W. Guchu, Natural Sciences. Ayana Faith Perez Hernandez, Psychology. Helena Angelita Perez Hernandez, Sociology. Desi Ray Kai, Natural Sciences.
Natalie Aberigi, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Caritza Siria Cortez, Natural Sciences. Lana A. Oak, Business Human Resources Administration. Melissa Rich, Business Administration. Katri Eleanor Davis, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Mary Kate Houlihan, Kinesiology. Maxine Callahan, Interior Design. Ashley J. Cox, Equine Science. Avery Murphy King, Natural Sciences. Rex W. Evich, Business Administration.
Elena Evich, Humanities. Emma Wilder Miners, Digital Media, Digital Filmmaking. Dylan Monet, Film, Television, and Electronic Media. Ryan Mandar, Film, Television, and Electronic Media. Paula Luna Sorrenti, Business, Human Resources Administration.
Estela Rangel Martinez, Business Administration. Maria J. Alamia Barrera, Administration of Justice. Alexander Benton, Mathematics. Roberto Ernesto Ardon, Business Administration. Carla Liliana Bejarano, Psychology.
Domio Chao, Natural Sciences.
Let's go, Domio!
Samuel Cereceres, Natural Sciences. Rio McKenna Wa, Social Justice Studies. Tiffany Goyen, Business Administration.
Let's go, Tiffany!
Fatima Moreno Yepes, Administration of Justice.
Jessica Lynn Pruser, Business Human Resource Administration. Manuel Luis Garcia, Environmental Studies. Michaela R. Langdale, Natural Sciences. Brittany Gilday, Pre-Allied Health. Kupnan Gambo Dakwakas, Cybersecurity Network and System Security Administration.
William N. Nayu, Computer Studies, Web Full Stack Developer. Lisbeth Alvarado, Natural Sciences. Dalia Dimen Alvarado, Natural Sciences. William C. Utman, Sociology. Ashiana Khan, Natural Sciences.
Zola Blue Bell, Engineering. Sarah Ann Cornett, Computer Science. Ferdinand Matthew Ryan Pilpa Buet IV, Business Administration. Julieta Rodriguez Murillo, Social Justice Studies. Claudine Antoinette Perkison, Business Human Resource Administration.
Alicia A. Norgard, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Yaneli Lisette Arroyo, Psychology. Ashley Di Clavel Lopez, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Blaise Caroline Howard, English. Ania Paidi, Mathematics.
Riddy Mather, Natural Sciences. Keely Marie Monet Bullock, Pre-Allied Health. Graciela Ammerman, Pre-Allied Health. Lyric Morgan Pearson, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Evelyn Puentes Hernandez, Psychology.
Annette Carreño, Paralegal Studies. Dacia L. Fradella, Natural Sciences. Carla López Ruiz, Spanish. Weston Robert Anderson, Business Administration. Rolando Campos, Business Real Estate.
Brianna Lee Dodson, Humanities. Stephanie Rose Flores, Paralegal Studies. Consuelo Ochoa Chavez, Natural Sciences. Guadalupe Ochoa Chavez, Natural Sciences. Jocelyn Escobar Alvarez, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Camila Sofía Salazar, Communication Studies. Giselle Carrillo Fregoso, Psychology. Citlali López Camacho, Early Childhood Education. Kiara L. Vega, Psychology. Isabel L. Sánchez Ambriz, Political Science.
Morgan A. Jackson, Sociology. Sophia Elizabeth Barker, Pre-Allied Health. Jennifer Aguilar, Early Childhood Education. Caitlin E. David, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Montserrat Rodriguez, Natural Sciences.
Melanie Spalding, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Ana J. Guadarrama, Religious Studies. Itzel Citlali Viera, Business Administration. Elodie McRae, Natural Sciences. Samantha Leiva Campos, Psychology.
Camila N. Ruiz, Kinesiology. Joshua Barnes, Psychology. Willem Van Eck, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Jorgen Victor Limgo, Philosophy. Joe Balewai, English.
Lindsay Odell, Computer Science. Taylor Bogg, Fashion Design. Tara Renee Roberts, Administration of Justice. Alexandra Mary Van Holt, English. Kayla Joy Galanger, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Brianna Bree Verhasselt, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Maria Elena Ramirez, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Jimena Gonzalez Perez, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Julieta Hernandez Perez, Administration of Justice. Kayla Abigail Olivares Juarez, Psychology.
Sandra Daniela Avalos Sanchez, Communication Studies. Danielle Mary Paul, Social and Behavioral Sciences. John COC, Theater Arts. Robert Samuami Stanley, Sociology. Osvaldo Villagómez Ruiz, Automotive Technology.
Selena D. Camberos, Psychology. Yasmin Da Fonseca Scuff, Early Childhood Education. David Richard Williams, Psychology. Emilion Deshaw, Computer Studies, Web and Multimedia. Devin Ariel Huntsman, Computer Studies, Web and Multimedia.
Michaela P. Spear, Psychology. Xiomara Alejandra del C. Padilla, Psychology. Montserrat Morales Estrada, Kinesiology. Trentin James Rivas, Humanities. Consuelo Liliana Alejandre Morales, Natural Sciences.
Jaime Ivan Beas Morales, Humanities. William Andres Beas Morales, Humanities. Atsuko Munson, Fitness, Nutrition, and Health. Stephanie Caballero, Psychology. Araceli Dreitzler, Business, Human Resource Administration.
Zoe Haynes, Biology. J. Alejandria Navarro, Natural Sciences. Bridget N. Riley, Communication Studies. Ashley Jasmine B.D., Social and Behavioral Sciences. Raquel Ochoa, Sociology.
Joseph Astobisa, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Thomas Declan Kemp, Sociology. Lourdes Guzman Crespo, Spanish. Mayra Contreras, Business Administration. LaShante Bonin, Psychology.
Yulaya Pollard, Psychology. Shanira Rodriguez Pont, Anthropology. Samantha Joyce Bolter, Anthropology. Cecilia Solano, Communication Studies. Jen Fernando Barrios Villatoro, Anthropology.
Anthony Weckerly, Business Administration. Edric Oyumbu, Computer Science. Yaneri Rodriguez, Pre-Allied Health. Isabella Vasquez, Natural Sciences. Gladys Becerra Andres, Political Science.
Ricardo A. Menendez Garcia, Social Justice Studies. Diego Benjamín Becerra, Kinesiology, Sports Medicine. Cristina Álvarez Molina, Studio Arts. Mónica Esparza, Sociology. Brianna N. Billy, Sociology.
Beatrix von Blankenberg, Psychology. Violeta Ravina, Business Administration. Kayla Rose Gurgitz, Pre-Allied Health. Eso Kasai, Computer Science.
You still got one more?
Hold up, yeah, one more. Jonathan Bruce, Humanities.
Charles E. Cabanero, Commercial Music. Crystal Favela Bautista, Business Administration. Shimini Taventiran, Early Childhood Education. Marta Julia Murcia, Natural Sciences. Norma L. Ortiz Fernandez, Paralegal Studies.
Jose Fernando Vara Diaz, Administration of Justice. Christy J. Dykstra, Paralegal Studies. Bear DeAndre McGregor, Computer Studies Web Full Stack Developer. Elizabeth Eleanor Youngs, History. Joseph Perez, Fire Technology.
Robert T. Phillips, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Aminadab Tikisti, Psychology. Bahia Hernandez, Medical Assistant.
Pablo Loaiza Quiñones, Wastewater Treatment Operations. Teresita de Jesus Barbosa Valenzuela, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Marijan Datugan, Pharmacy Technician. Nicole M. Williams, Art and Humanities. Daisy Fragoso, Business Real Estate.
Ludmila Marta Bate, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Justin R. Lawhall, Anthropology. Aileen Camacho Gutierrez, Spanish. Anthony Gabriel Robles, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Yeah, we did it, Lorena. Congratulations. Want to take a picture together? It was real. Yeah, I'll send it to you, definitely.
Okay. Well, that was fun. All right. All right. Yes. All right. Graduates, it is traditional to change the tassel on your mortarboard from the right side to the left side, thus formally signifying graduation. Are you ready? Hold your tassel on the right side. You move it to the left. It is my honor to present the class of 2025. Woo! Yes. Yes. Woo! I just want to take a moment and tell all the family and friends and guests and faculty that are here that every single student that came by was just absolutely beaming with pride. You should hang on to that. And now what I would like to do is request that the audience members clear the walkways and remain in place for the stage party to lead the faculty and graduates in the traditional recession. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming to celebrate this 106th annual graduation ceremony. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the esteemed faculty, classified professionals, and administrators, we wish the graduates much future success and thank your families and friends for your support. This concludes our commencement activities for today. I do need that, thank you. Okay.